Assalamu alaikum and a very happy evening to all. Welcome to the question answering session in reference to our earlier webinar on online safety. From the multiple questions received in the form of audio, video and text, we had chosen some for this answering session and some will be answered in our coming sessions as applicable. Without much wait, let's take the first text question. The first text question is asked by parent of Zahran Ibn Nadir from grade 2B. The question is, kindly advise how safe are the smart toys and other devices. Artificially intelligent powered toys represents the future of play for children. These toys can learn from and speak with children, customize reading and maths lessons, teach coding skills, etc. AI-enabled toys are beginning to become popular. There are, of course, ethical issues around the implementation of AI in our children's toys that ask questions about cognitive development and civil issues. Nowadays, we get smart toys that listen and speak to children, read stories to them, ask them questions and answer their questions. Also, some smart toys help them to search for information on the internet. Some smart toys come equipped with cameras, microphones and speakers so the toys can interact with the child. As everything has its pros and cons, similarly, smart toys are not safe from it. The main risk associated with these toys is check and surveillance from an abuser, a neighbor, etc. For being safe, it needs to have strong security protections, which many devices may not have. Some devices can be connected through Bluetooth, allowing access for people in close proximity. The information gathered could be used to stalk, control, or harass. But nothing to get scared or fear. Fortunately, there are initiatives afoot that are attempting to force manufacturers and toy designers to put security first. Security is important to everyone and is a civil right, no matter what age you are. The design and development of the internet-connected smart toys should be a priority to ensure the cyber safety of our children. Children are using smartphones and tablets at an increasingly early age, and parents often make a deliberate decision in favor of connecting multimedia devices because it keeps their children occupied. However, this doesn't render parental supervision unnecessary, maybe even on the contrary. It's the same issue with smart toys. As more and more of their friends have them, the pressure on parents will grow to buy them too. While there undoubtedly are benefits, the privacy and hacking risk with these toys might not be as obvious as with smartphones. While purchasing the smart toys for our kids, please check this: safety and privacy policy. How does the toy interact with your child and other devices? Make sure you understand what key things your child can do with the toy and if it can connect to any other devices. For example, can it send messages to a phone or connect to a smart TV? Some questions to ask and self-check can be: does the toy require information about your child's location? Where is the interactive data stored and processed? Does the toy require your child's personal information? Are there any features such as a camera that might put a child at risk? Carry out a series of checks before buying a toy with such features, as they may be vulnerable to hackers, such as a camera or built-in microphone that connects to the internet. Be careful on how the toy can be played with to ensure it doesn't encourage them to put themselves at risk. Calculate whether these features are worthwhile having to help your child have the best experience. If you still conclude to buy it, please make sure to switch these off when not in use and only enter minimal personal information if required to reduce the risk of your child's privacy and security. The next question in continuation is, what are the potential dangers when using the smartphone? Privacy and security can be breached. Connected toys connect data and events using Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, the cloud and mobile apps. They often contain microphones and cameras, collecting visual and audio data. New versions of smart toys even contain facial recognition technology augmented using artificial intelligence. The data that feed the toys may be collected, stored, and shared across those connections, and security worries may rise. Be cautious if the toy connects directly to the internet via Wi-Fi, connects via Bluetooth to the device which is in turn connected to the internet, contains speakers, microphones, a recording device, camera, wireless transmitters and receivers. The toy has speech recognition capability or GPS capability and connects to a mobile app. If it requests name, address, date of birth or other personal information when you register, stores your data internally, sends your data to the manufacturers and of partners, has cloud connection capability, remains connected to the cloud even when it's off, does not come with an End User License Agreement or EULA. The cloud storage provider is not identified in EULA. There may be potential dangers when using the smart toy, but being little more cautious can help you to avoid the major risk it has for our child. The next question is, please tell me about few safety rules to keep in mind when I give the smart toys to my child. Have a proper surveillance. Talk to your child about what and how he/she uses the toy. Do your research. Take some time to learn about the smart toy market. Not all smart toys are created equal and some require more personal information than others. Consider age appropriateness. Children are getting exposed to Wi-Fi enabled tech earlier and earlier. In fact, more than 60% of the kids have access to the internet via their own digital device, it may be laptop or tablet. Even if content filtering is in place, there can always be things that slip through and make their way in front of your children's eyes. Instead, you can consider some of the tablet devices for younger children that have no internet access and have selected few learning apps and games pre-installed on them. Protect your child's personal information. Think before you enter the child's birth date, location, address, and limit the personal information you give. To help protect your child's identity and increase their safety, avoid using the physical address where your child lives. For the utmost security, open a PO box number or ask a family member or friend if they would be okay with you using their address instead. Update all your settings. Make sure you update your privacy setting across all your internet platforms to protect your children online. First thing, turn off location tracking in Google Maps and browser searches. Disable any chat logs and make sure your internet connection is secure. Report offenders. A safer world for our children is a safer world for their friends too. If you believe a tech toy is not complying with the safety and security norms, please report it to the cyber cell. In short, check what security protection the toy provides. If it can't be protected, don't buy it. Change the default password and use the security settings to prevent data gathering and tracking. Camera and microphone used by third-party applications, and anything else that would expose the child. If the toy will be connected to a home wireless network, make sure that the network is secure. If the toy will be taken outside the home, disable its ability to connect to other networks without permission. Talk to the child about possible dangers. Small children need to know that a strange voice is a stranger danger, even if it's coming out from their favorite toy. And if that sounds too creepy, don't buy the toy. The next question is from parent of Aiza Adib of grade 4C. Mrs. Ashna Adib communicates, thanks to OOEHS team for arranging such a wonderful awareness session. Thank you, Ms. Ashna. The question is, my child used to play games that are age rated for older children. She says that all her friends are already playing it. Should I let my child to play that game? Kindly advise. Ms. Ashna, in the present era, the children face the peer and friends' pressure of being left out if they don't follow what their friends are doing. Hence, parents need to be aware of their friends and the people their children talks, meets or connects to. If the child is playing the educational games rated for older children intellectually, then that's fine, as it may be due to her or his higher order thinking skills. But what type of games are played needs to have checked. It's fine as long as you as a parent is aware and is confident that the games played by your child is safe. Please connect to the child and keep yourself updated about the things happening with and around the child while playing these games. The next question is from Miss Matilda, parent of Isan Elroy, grade 9C. The question is, how do I speak to my teenager about spending too much time on the internet? Miss Matilda, instead of talking too much about not using the internet, we have to be a good role model by limiting our own screen time. Telling your teen to switch off or shut off his electronics while you yourself are using them continuously in front of the children isn't likely to be effective. Teens will learn more from what you do than what you say. Show him how you have learned to treat media as a privilege and not as a right. Discuss with him how too much screen time can be linked to multiple problems like excessive electronic use raises the risk of obesity, interferes with their studies, social activities and family time, and takes a toll on their mental health. Mutually set the clear rules of internet usage and the screen time. Most teens, especially younger teens, aren't matured enough to handle free rein with the electronics. Establish rules that will keep your teens safe and help them make good choices with video games, cell phones, tablets, TVs, and computers. Example of good rule should include having a set time when screens are to be switched off or kept away. Educate your teen by having frequent conversation about various aspects of social media. Discuss how advertisements often try to convince young people that certain products will make them more attractive or more popular. Discuss the dangers of too much violence exposure and help them learn how to be an informed viewer. The internet can be a wonderful resource for children and teens, but only when it is used productively. For parents, it is always guided to supervise their children's screen time and what they are watching on the internet. Hence, let's have a habit of connecting to our teen in person and spending some quality time with them with your physical presence, but not through a virtual system.
As a parent of our own English high school, I would like the school to suggest some child friendly browsers which will be safe for our children.
A kid-friendly browser is the closest thing to a separate internet for kids. It isn't just a search engine or the web filter that blocks harmful content. It's a full browser similar to Google Chrome or Firefox, etc. It's just designed to protect kids online. Each browser focuses on certain features such as security or faster download times. A browser for kids focuses on limiting access to specific type of content. Browsers for kids aren't necessarily able to keep kids from seeking harmful pages. They may be curious about something they saw on the road or heard around them and want to search for it. All they would have to do is open a different web browser. Instead, a kid-friendly browser keeps their searches locked to child-appropriate pages. It reduces the risk of accidental exposure, but it cannot eliminate intentional exposure altogether. Some examples for kids-safe web browsers are Kiddle, that is visual search engine for kids. The sites show up in the search are specifically curated for kids. Some known advantages to Kindle are it has parental control, which includes features like complete site blocking and keyword filtering. Also, the browser appears in fun colors and designs and page text is large and easy to read. Another example can be Kiddos. It comes with an ad blocker, in-app purchase restrictor, kid-friendly camera and gallery. Kids Explorer. It helps kids save while they are online. Kids can only visit the site you whitelist and you can remove, edit or add URLs. This browser can also block access to the internet for the times you specify. If your kids should be doing their homework, you can rest assured they won't be able to go online. Kids won't be able to switch to programs that are installed on the computer, and you can also set up different website lists for each of your kids. Another example is ZAC. ZAC stands for Zone for Autistic Children and places its focus on making browser easier. This means curated website, games, videos and pictures for those with autism. There are also lockout functions such as the ability to close the browser. This is all meant to prevent frustration in the child with autism. Another example can be Kid Search. The interface is highly kid-friendly. The browser also restricts content searches to pages that are age appropriate. It even offers a voice search option to make it even easier for young children to use. Next is Safe Search Kids. It also provides tips to combat cyberbullying, promote appropriate image posting, and help with maths problem. It will filter out all content deemed inappropriate for children. Custodio is little differently. Instead of a safe browser for kids, it helps make any browser safer for kids. It works on Windows, Mac, Kindle, iOS, Android, Chromebook, etc. It's a complete parental control solution. You can keep a check on screen time, see what apps and sites your child is using and set the limits you feel are best. You can block specific sites or use pre-built filters to make your child's device safer. One more example can be TeenSafe, which is mostly preferred for teenagers, as the name itself suggests. Parents who want cyber safety of their school-going children can use the benefits of this tool. It allows the parents to restrict certain apps or websites. It also gives detail about browsing history. Moreover, you can check deleted or removed text and search histories as well. You can also use safety guards specifically when your child is driving. Browsers for kids may sound like the ultimate solution for protecting our children, but this isn't so. In fact, there are several problems with the kids' web browser as well. They may include that they only work if you are using the browser, but most internet usage occurs via apps. Many safe browsers can be easily bypassed. When using a widely centered browser, you have to know exactly which sites to block or approve. The easiest solution to all this is to install web filtering software on all of your devices. These utilize keywords to block content on school devices or student children's account. You can create a list of keywords that will block all related content. You also have the ability to block individual sites as well as image and video searches. This ensures protection for children in multiple ways across all browsers.
Good evening, ma'am. I would like to know what kind of tools are available to keep the children safe online.
Mr. Krishna Kumar, as explained earlier, there are many browsers or tools which are available to keep children safe online. Other than safe browsing software and tools, one should also protect their device with the latest antivirus and firewall software. Keep updating it regularly to lose the safety protection. Regularly update their internet browser as the updated versions have built-in protection against fake websites and viruses. One should create a strong and easy to remember password, have a mixed combination of letters and numbers while creating the password. Change your password on the regular basis. Never ever share your password to anyone for whatsoever reasons. Don't save your login details in your browser. It's much safer to re-enter your details every time you log in, even if it takes slightly longer. Learn to spot fake emails and websites, that is, spot the phishing. Avoid online fraud and con tricks. Moreover, supervise young children's use on the internet, including periodically checking their profiles and posts. Keep electronic devices in open common area of the home and consider setting time limits for their use. Review games, apps, and social media sites before they are downloaded or used by the children.
Dear ma'am, I would like to thank you for educating students, teachers, and the community about online safety. Ma'am, how can I help my child achieve a healthy balance in her online and offline activities? Ma'am, how can I protect my children when they are browsing and downloading online? Ma'am, my child enjoys browsing and downloading games. How can I keep her safe while she browses and downloads on the internet?
Thanks to the growing technology and its dominance in our life, in many ways we have become more efficient, better connected, and more productive. But it comes with its side effects, as it has a potential impact on our lives. Just a few years ago, the focus was on creating a work-life balance. It now appears that the new challenge is to create a digital balance. One of the biggest challenges facing both adults and children alike is trying to create a balance between time spent online and the time spent away from the online, that is, from the internet. Building balance online and offline is very much important for our mental health and personal positive growth as well. This can be quite challenging, yet can be made simple. How? Very simple. From the busy and dominating online activity, set aside some time regularly to do something offline, like reading a book, doing some physical exercise, being outdoor in nature, or trying out a relaxation technique. If you are finding that being online is starting to have a negative impact on your mental health, you may need to take a break for a while. Switch off your mobile or keep it away from you and spend some time at least talking to your family and friends in person. One very effective way of encouraging and supporting a healthy digital balance is to create a specific time each week. For example, on Saturdays or Sunday afternoons, the whole family can have technology free time. Here are some more things to try. Turn off notifications for your social media apps. Monitor or limit your phone use. Many phones have the settings that allow you to track how long you spend on apps and set daily usage limits. Activate these on your phone and look out for other apps that can help you be more aware of how you use your screen time. Make a plan. This could include more time offline for friends, your favorite sports, and other activities you enjoy. Take control of your online experience rather than letting it control you. It can be tricky or difficult to put technology down completely, given that you might use it every day for school or work, but there are ways you can stop yourself from checking it so frequently. Think wisely, think creatively, and you will find many activities and positive reasons to take short technology break in between without letting your work suffer. Technology has both an upside and a downside. The upside is that it makes our life, personal and professional, more efficient and more productive. The downside is that there is an addictive quality to these devices. At the extreme, technology use disrupts life and become an impulse that cannot be controlled. In this evolving social world of digital immigrants turning into digital natives, both online and offline activities are to be considered as real and valuable as each other. Hence, manage digital balance positively, be smart, act smart, and live smart. In continuation, Ms. Adeline's question, how can I protect my children when they are downloading or browsing the games? Only use verified download platforms, official and licensed websites. These frequently have security features to help you download games safely. Use security tools. Using available tools designed to help protect your information can help create an extra layer of security against anyone trying to access your account. Avoid sketchy downloads. They could open the door to spam emails, malwares, and viruses. We want our children to play games with as few risks as possible. That's why it's important to vet sites our children are visiting to download things. Parent supervision and conversation are always recommended along with children. Avoid downloading from pirated sites and torrents. Pirated games often hold malware, it loses the content access privilege, and moreover, may land the individual into legal trouble. As for other risks, some pirated games also include pornography. Never ever install a game that claims to be extra beneficial. Too good may not always be true. Avoid those sources that offer you paid apps and games for free.
Dr. Reshma, principal of our own school. Ma'am, I would like to ask you, what is the e-safety program and what is the benefit of this program to the students?
Being safe on the internet is very important and can prevent problems. The internet can be a great resource for children and teens, but it is very important to make sure they know the dangers of the web. As a part of e-safety program, we have well-designed and implemented e-safety policies and procedures that helps school to mitigate risk and respond to concerns. We provide training and guidance to our staff and ensures teachers have the knowledge to teach children about e-safety. We provide advice on using social media and live streaming. Our own English High School Fujairah supports and includes parents and carers by sharing helpful advice and resources in regard to e-safety. Internet safety, online safety or e-safety is an important and integral part of keeping children safe at our own school. We have extensive security measures in place around the school, which are monitored both internally and externally to help safeguard pupils from potential dangers or unsuitable material. All online incidents are recorded and managed appropriately. Online safety and digital citizenship are taught to all students, explaining and demonstrating how to stay safe and behave appropriate online. A proper digital citizenship program helps students learn about how to use the internet in an appropriate way. They learn about fraudsters and predators, as well as other internet safety concerns. This is something that will benefit them as they continue to use the internet into adulthood. At our own English High School Fujairah, digital citizenship is more than just a teaching tool. It's a way to prepare students and technology users for the future society full of technology and artificial intelligence. Digital citizenship and e-safety programs provide our students with information about when it is appropriate to post personal information online. They also learn the warning signs to look out for when someone asks for their personal information and when they should notify an adult. This could prevent students from finding themselves in dangerous situations. These programs help the students learn how to use social media properly. It is explained to them about the consequences of posting inappropriate images on the social media platform, which may attract unwanted attention from strangers. Students are taught about the importance of cybersecurity and the steps they can take to protect data use password, install a firewall, use antivirus software, update programs, don't download email attachments, etc. Teaching our students about online threats will help them become more responsible technology users and provide them with lifelong skills. Through ARTD sessions, students, staff, and the community partner in ensuring the e-safety and digital citizenship across the school. The awareness sessions guides the parents to speak to their children about how they can keep safe and behave appropriately online. At our own school, school leaders and teachers play an extremely important role in inspiring young people and shaping their futures. But they also have the responsibility to safeguard children's well-being in both the classroom and online. Through the e-safety program, the teachers, along with the Inclusive Education Department and IT Department, guides and handholds the students towards e-safety. Some of the awareness sessions listed in e-safety programs are awareness for cyberbullying, digital citizenship, being smart online, how to stop and report online abuse, grooming, emotional abuse, etc. As to the answer for what are the benefits of e-safety program for children, benefits are many, but to answer in one line, it guides and helps them to be safe online, be a good, clean, and ethical digital citizen.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Reeta Shanu, parent of Sainu Reeta Shanu studying in grade 6A. The webinar was informative and interesting. It's essential that schools understand the importance of developing their own media literacy strategy to support students in identifying online risks. Ma'am, may I ask you a question? How can schools implement digital media literacy into the curriculum and classroom learning? Thank you.
Digital media literacy applies to the use of smartphones, laptops, tablets, and other devices used to access the internet. Introducing digital media literacy in school curriculum needs to understand the pros and cons of online education, then plan and implement accordingly. To introduce digital media literacy, teachers should teach students how to find reliable information from a Google search. Finding reliable information actually encompasses online search, online resource reputation management, and skills to recognize scams and low quality, unverified information. For lesson idea, how to introduce that, engage your students with a fake news lesson. Ask the students to do the research on the news based on the historical facts of different predetermined websites and try to find fakes by identifying authors, website quality, verifying information by doing cross-checking. This can let the students understand how to separate fakes from facts and find the reliable information from the sea of info available on the internet. Always check website reliability before trusting the information. Then it can be teach Google search or any other search engine techniques. When the students understand or they have understood to sort and separate fake from facts and what reliable information is, it's time to take the next step of letting them develop the search skills to check its reliability. Sites might use terms for one concept, so teach students to compare them to get accurate information. Student-friendly search engine can be of much help here. Third, teach students how to encourage critical thinking online. As the students browse online resources, take time to show the importance of evaluating their quality by thinking critically about each. For example, ask the students to search and find an article on the given topic. Once done, guide the students to ask certain questions to check its authenticity in first instance as, what's the point of view of this website? Are they trying to convince us to believe in what they have written? Are there any opinions or ideas missing from this article? How much can I depend on the content available? Did I visit About Us or a similar page to learn more about this information source, etc.? If the students find that the information might be unreliable, ask them to compare it to content from several other websites. This way, they learn how to check for accuracy of the information if they are using when writing home assignments. But more importantly, they will know the importance of thinking critically about every content page they come across while surfing online. Next, teach students about the ethical use of online resources. Have a talk about intellectual property copyrights and the right way to cite online information. It's critical that you explain what plagiarism is and why everyone should avoid it. The other things to introduce might be, you may use it, teach students the basic of internet safety, teach students about online bullying. As this topic itself is a vast topic, it cannot be answered in a specified time limit. That's why we may have in future a complete session for this topic. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. In terms of copyright and plagiarism, is there any software or apps where the student can check for plagiarism? What would you recommend students use for research purposes, as most are fixated on Google? Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Nadia. There are many apps that helps us to check plagiarism and copyright. Some examples can be Grammarly's Plagiarism Checker, Check Plagiarism, CopyLeaks, DupliChecker, QText, Google for Educational Originality Reports, Paper Owl, Plagiarism Detector, Plagium, Small SEO Tools, Paperator, then Plag Scan, Plag Tracker, etc. Children can use any of this app for the research purpose and explorations. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Should I be worried about my teenage child using the internet for a long period of time?
Technology negatively impacts children if they spend so much time on screen. If they skip on eating, sleeping, doing their home assignments, or spending time with friends and families. It is also seen that heavy social media use can also be a risk factor for anxiety and depression in teenagers. Excessive screen time can lead to problems such as decreased attention span, problems with developing social skills, and a risk of real clinical internet addiction. These can affect children in the present scenario in their studies, but also in the future with their careers. While mindful and regulated use of digital devices is linked with well-being, excessive screen time is reported to be associated with a range of negative mental health outcomes such as psychological problems, low emotional stability, and a greater risk for depression or anxiety. We all have heard of the term digital footprints, but some may not have really understood what they mean. It is important that parents and carers do understand what these are so that they can in turn educate their children and help them to know what risk they might be placing themselves in when sharing information online or just looking innocently at websites. A digital footprint is a data that is left behind when users have been online. There are two types of digital footprints which can be passive and active. A passive footprint is made when information is collected from the user without the person knowing this is happening. An active digital footprint is where the user has deliberately shared information about themselves either by using social media sites or by using websites. Ethical digital media literacy will help the children leave their ethical digital footprints online. We, parents and the teachers as adults, have greater responsibility in being the role model and letting the generation next follow us in their real life. We can train our young adults by making them smart, that is SMART, safety first, don't meet and mingle with the strangers whom you had contacted or met on social media, assess before accepting the emails, files, text, links from the people you don't know as it can be harmful, check their reliability. Everything what is there on the internet is not real or factual. Hence, be clever to check it. Talk and tell about to an adult if something or someone is bothering you online or you feel uncomfortable. We can train our young adults by letting them PHINK. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? We have to guide them to think before they post anything on social media. Only connect with friends. Be kind to others. Don't bully or hurt others. Do not share their password. Keep your setting private. If they come across anything inappropriate or uncomfortable, report to the elders. Don't respond to the bullies. Save what the bullies say or share so that it can be used for further reporting, etc. Next, teach them about the digital citizenship. What it means to be a good citizen and how it can be achieved. Think before you post. Protect your private information. Follow the school's acceptable guidelines, that is, policies, processes, and procedures. Stand up for bullying. Give proper credit when using other people's work. Communicate respectfully. Be empathetic. Use digital tools to talk with the people, but not about them sarcastically or critically. Remember, What you post on social media, even for a second, remains there permanent.
Good evening, ma'am. How can I safeguard my child from exposure to online marketers?
Embedded advertisements have a subliminal effect on children. They affect children's behavior without them being aware of it. Children do not receive equal protection against online marketing. Most parents do not see online marketing targeting their children as a major risk and think that their children are not affected. Thus, although parents have an important role in protecting their children online, they are often not prepared to do so. Some of the tips which can help to safeguard our children from these online marketers are: keep the smaller children away from advertising as much as possible. Let them watch commercial-free TV to skip through ads. Help children identify all forms of advertising messages. Have a conversation with them about how the messages try to get children to buy products. Tell your children never to click on an ad or fill out a form without your permission. Contests and promotions are often devious ways to companies to get emails and phone numbers. Build and strengthen media literacy skills. Question everything you see on the TV and in apps, as those are the platforms are not subjected to same advertising rules as TV. Why was this ad created? What feature does it have? And what messages does it send? What information does it include and what does it leave out? Ask your children if they know who created a particular ad, which words, images, or sounds were used to attract their attention. How did they feel after seeing the ad? Means strengthen their media literacy skills. Demystify the brands. Explain the tricks that advertisers use in commercials. Brand sells images to children as much as they sell products. Companies advertise as such that the brand seems so cool that every child will want the product. Help your child know that they are much more than what they own. Talk about celebrity endorsements. Children are more likely to want something if their favorite celebrity is in the advertisement. Help your children connect the dots so they recognize how they are being influenced. Discuss smartphone and apps ads. Some advertisers get kids to trade personal information for freebies like soda, candies, etc. Marketers also are able to get information on children through messaging apps and send them text ads. Teach the children to resist peer pressure. Many ads will count on the fact that children are especially sensitive to peer pressure. Remind your children that advertisers are counting on this vulnerability to sell things. Helping children understand how advertising works can help protect them from being exploited. Use these tips to help your children develop strong media literacy skills from the very young age so they can become informed consumers. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Sunita Vempalli. I'm the parent of Kritika Reddy. Could you please tell us what are some practical things parents can do at home to reduce child online safety risks? Thank you.
What we as a parent can do are talk openly with your child about their online activities. What they are surfing, what they are watching or chatting or talking to. It's very important to teach them about their online reputation and how they must be careful about how they behave, interact with people and represent themselves on the social media or in such a public forum. They must always remember that the internet isn't private. no matter if you keep the security as private also. Keep screens and devices where you can see them. Also, at times, check their browser histories after your child has been online to see what sites they are visiting. Know who your children's online friends are. Children will not allow, but still try to be in their social media friends list. Know your parental controls. If your child is a regular user of social network, they must be aware of the risk of personal information or images being made public once they post it. While they won't fully understand the consequences of revealing personal information online, you should teach them to be cautious and thoughtful about what they post and share. Encourage your children to ask themselves before posting anything if the information, that is name, phone number, home address, email, name of the school, or photo, is something they would give to a stranger. If the answer is no, don't post it. Check and keep a track on your child's or family's digital footprint. Teach and ensure that your children keep their location private. Keep a track on your child's screen time and being online. Set rules to follow the online time and its usage. Moreover, lead by example. Thank you.
Dear ma'am, as this is the digital age and our children spend most of their time online, so I want to ask how parents can make sure that their children are safe online.
Discuss internet safety and develop an online safety plan with children before they engage in online activity. Establish clear guidelines. Teach children to spot red flags and encourage children to have open communication with you. Supervise young children's use of the internet, including periodical checking their profiles and posts. Keep electronic device in open common area of the home and consider setting time limits for their use. Review games, apps, and social media sites before they are downloaded or used by children. Pay particular attention to apps and sites that feature end-to-end encryption, direct messaging, video chats, file uploads, and user anonymity, which are frequently relied upon by online child predators. Adjust privacy setting and use parental controls for online games, apps, social media sites, and electronic devices. Ask children to avoid sharing personal information, photos, and videos online in public forums or with the people they do not know in real life. Explain to your children that images posted online will be permanently on the internet. Teach children about body safety and boundaries, including the importance of saying no to inappropriate requests both in the physical world and the virtual world. Be alert to potential signs of abuse, including changes in children's use of electronic devices, attempts to conceal online activity, withdrawn behavior, angry outbursts, anxiety and depressions. Encourage children to tell you or the guardian or other trusted adults if anyone asks them to engage in an inappropriate activity or behavior. Thank you. Dear all, thank you for your time. Hope your queries are answered. Take care and have a positive evening. Thank you.